Hello everyone, welcome to day 67 of 100 Days of Making Comics. This is Jan, and every day I spend about half an hour or more working on my personal little comic book project called Phosphor. Well, it looks like I shot myself in the foot saying the other day that I haven't called in sick for about 2 years. I still haven't, but I was completely struck down with flu today at work, driving myself nuts, sweating profusely, and as soon as I got home, right after 4 o'clock, because we tend to finish early on Fridays, I just raced to get home and just hit the sack. And managed to crawl out again, half decent at 9. Still not too decent, but after a meal and everything, managed to get that half an hour of work on the comic book in. I am now on page 14. I finished up another page. So the ballooning is coming along, no longer as fast as earlier this week, but I hope to be better tomorrow to do some catching up, because I would love to get some feedback on this comic book sooner rather than later, and have a little PDF of this rough version of the dialogue and the rough art that you've been watching these past 67 days coming together for you to read. So what you're watching right now is a little something I put together while I was at work. There were a few quiet hours, so to speak, so in between phone calls I was just doodling away, drawing some people who were in the news, and it was really fun just sketching like this again. I'm very excited, as I've been talking in the last 2 days about the big changes coming up. I'm gonna go part-time so I can have more time finishing this comic book and working on my art, but part-time means less money, and so that puts my back against the wall. And I hope that is just the right motivation to get me earning a living off my art a little bit sooner rather than later. And today, as I'm still euphoric from having possibly paid off my student loan, as I was saying yesterday, it doesn't mean the money is going to become available to me right away again, because there's always something to pay off, of course. But it did occur to me, like, wow, like this whole 2-year grind of just keeping my head down and just slaving away, chipping away at this, is coming to an end. And like, what does it mean? Like, it means I'm gonna have all this time available to me and more of my finances, and it means I get to decide for myself how I'm gonna fill in my days again, and that is really awesome. And then I also thought, like, what am I actually gonna do? Like, the obvious thing is I'm gonna focus on my art, yes, but what does that actually mean? Because as I was sketching away today, like, of course, there's all these little things where I'd like to hone my skills. The main thing being, I need to work on my inking, like traditional inking, because that's what I wanted to use for the Phosphor comic. Like, I have a pretty clear idea how I want it to look, especially as I saw my rough inks come together and like the ideas that it generated. But there's definitely some skills I need to work on. After seeing all those original art comic book pages at the comic book convention on day 61 last Saturday, it gave me a lot clearer idea of what the areas are that I need to work on, the areas where my art is still too rough, whether it's the 6 days of not the 6 days, the 6 pages for the Life in Space comic mythology, or these 26 pages for this new first issue of my science fiction comic book adventure. There's definitely some areas that I need to work on. So that, I think, when May comes rolling around in just one more week, when I go part-time, that is going to be my first focus, my first assignment to myself. besides expanding the hours I get to work on my comic book. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video and the art I got to make today. So that's 3 pages you get to see right here. I only did the last 2 you just saw. The other one was from yesterday. Quite happy with how this came out. I can't help but look at this and, like, you know, just the light and shadow that I'm using, and just eager to try out different inking techniques. But more on that later. Hope you guys are well and working hard in your own projects, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow on X68.